live here at Lee Jackson Park. It's a park created, hosted by, and owned by the Stonewall Brigade SCV camp. Just had a wonderful service today. This overlooks I-81 and 64 you see in the background there. I'm going to walk around the park just briefly and share with you some of the developments here. It's amazing how far this park has come in just 2 years' time. I was here for the dedication ceremonies back in May 2023, 2 years ago, and hardly any of this was here. None of the Central Park, none of these statues right here, none of these North Carolina, South Carolina monuments I was sharing with you, none of this, everything else. So it's very impressive how much effort and how much progress has been made in such a relatively short time. So I'm going to do a quick walk around here. So once again, this is right off of I-81, I-64. It goes right down to Lexington, Virginia. Lexington, Virginia is just down this interstate here. They had a wonderful ceremony today. They had Lee Jackson Memorial Park. They had Memorial Day services here, basically a 2-year anniversary. It was a wonderful event. There's just remnants. Most everything's been packed up. I'm one of the last ones to leave. Hey, they're all over there. I'm going to go walk down here just briefly and share with you this. The new North Carolina and South Carolina monuments that are in the background that were dedicated here only about 6 months ago. Was here for that ceremony as well. Dedicated back in November 2024, just only half a year ago. Really impressive memorial. I'm not going to read all of this, but it is dedicated to the South Carolina troops in the Shenandoah, where we are right now in the Shenandoah Valley. So you see the South Carolina in the Shenandoah. South Carolina remembers with honor her gallant sons who fought for home and country in the Shenandoah Valley during the War for Southern Independence. With their brothers from North Carolina, Virginia, and other sister Southern states, the Palmetto State Warriors and the Army of Northern Virginia fought with valor and tenacity against the invaders of their homeland. And it goes on. I'm not going to read all this right now. You can stop the video and watch that if you care to. But I'll finish up, read the last little portion. Though final victory was not to be theirs, the patriots of South Carolina fought with valor and tenacity, worthy of their sires of 1776. Their devotion to country and Southern independence is forever enshrined in the thousands of their graves to be found the length and breadth of the Valley of Virginia. Deo Vindice. Beautiful. Now I'm making the transition over here. There was supposed to be a memorial here that was initially removed from the valley, and somebody took it, and it has not been on display since, unfortunately. But there is this Christian cross. I might come back to this in just a little bit. It's a beautiful scene, though, isn't it? You see the 3rd National flag, also the battle flag, combined with the Don't Tread on Me Gadsden flag out here. And, of course, the Army of Northern Virginia flag in the background. Now I'll make a transition over here to this other memorial that was placed here at the same time, dedicated only about 6 months ago. The other one was dedicated to South Carolina. This one is dedicated to North Carolina, here in the Shenandoah Valley. North Carolina in the Shenandoah. North Carolina remembers with honor her gallant sons who fought for home and country in the Shenandoah Valley during the War for Southern Independence. With their brothers from South Carolina, Virginia, and other sister southern states, the Tar Heels of the Army of Northern Virginia fought with valor and tenacity against the invaders of their homeland. In Major General Thomas J. Stonewall Jackson's Valley campaigns in the spring of 1862, the 21st North Carolina Infantry was engaged in the victories at First Winchester, and then in Cross Keys, and so forth. And you can read the rest of this here. I'm not going to read all this. Once again, finishing this up here. The Patriots of North Carolina defended the Shenandoah with zeal and fortitude, worthy of their fathers of 1776. Their devotion to Southern independence is forever enshrined in their thousands of graves scattered the length and breadth of this beautiful valley. Deo Vindice. That beautiful. We're going to walk up here to share with you the donor bricks and the other statues that were placed here. They're all new since I first came here. This is dedicated 2 years ago. First off, share with you this Robert E. Lee statue here. It kind of looks like one that Braxton Spivey might have made. It's just amazing. In fact, this was first announced only in January of 2023. Not even 2.5 years ago. Just freshly purchased right about that time, barely purchased. And in that time, I was able to create this Memorial Park here at Lee, calling it Lee Jackson Memorial Park. Here's the brochure we just had. The flag was just replaced, I believe, just yesterday. Now walking up here, you see a lot of the Shenandoah Valley mountains in the background. All this being new since we saw here on Dedication Day 2 years ago. See the statue over here on the left of General Robert E. Lee, and the one over here to General Stonewall Jackson. Both of whom happen to be buried only 10 miles down this road in Lexington, Virginia. Keep going down this direction. Further down this interstate, down I-81, I-64, is Lexington, Virginia. It is over there that Stonewall Jackson was buried in Stonewall Cemetery. There's paintings of General Robert E. Lee visiting the gravesite of Stonewall Jackson. And then General Robert E. Lee died not too long afterwards, in 1870, while he was president of Washington University. He died in the house that is still used by Washington and Lee's president building, and he is entombed there in Lee Chapel. Lee Chapel there in Washington Lee University. You see right here, this is the actual statue from Pitt County, there in Greenville, North Carolina. Has not been re-erected because things have not settled yet. There are some disputes going on about where it's to be located at. So let that play out at some point. But this is the memorial. I remember seeing it on the front of the courthouse grounds about 6 years ago. And when they finally get things settled with that, it'll eventually be re-erected. Of course, the folks here would love to have it re-erected here. And it would be appreciated. So sharing this with you, once again, these statues right here, beginning on this side, statue of General Robert E. Lee. Of course, passed away in 1870. Once again, buried just down this road, about 10 miles down this road in Lexington. This is Fairfield, Virginia. But I usually call it this north of Lexington. You see the Shenandoah Valley off in the background. Beautiful scene. I've taken drone videos and I've shared drone videos of this place before. It's definitely a beautiful location. All this area out this way is most of that is undeveloped, that direction. Now I'll share with you this statue over here of General Thomas Jonathan Stonewall Jackson. Get a little more of a close-up of his statue. And well, this was dedicated 2 years ago. None of this was here in the middle. None of this part, just this flags. I captured a video of this flag being unfurled for the first time, catching the wind. It was one of the most powerful videos I've ever taken. I love watching it to this day. Here's a lot of the donor bricks. There was more just recently. But you can see many, like for example, Delaware Grays. Here's one of the newer ones, Troy Hagwood. There's a memorial for him. He just recently passed away tragically, taken from us way too early. Wonderful man. Died in a freak accident. See others here. Virginia flags right there. See the High Bridge camp. I was just there 2 nights ago. I see it apart from them. So here you see the Shenandoah Valley in the background, and tens of thousands of cars a day that see this beautiful memorial site. Like this speaks about, there's ongoing efforts to expand the park. We'll go ahead and walk over here. There was a beautiful service over here today. And there's just a couple left. In fact, one of them being the commander of the Stonewall Brigade. So I'll see if he would like to say a few things here in just a moment. Hey. So just really quickly, I came through here and was just sharing some videos of this beautiful park here. And we had a wonderful service here today, and you're among the last ones here. And since you're here, I decided to take advantage of this opportunity for you to be able to talk about the park a little bit and talk about maybe some of the ongoing efforts and maybe ways to donate, ways to support, maybe a little brief history, whatever you'd like to share.
Yeah, well, he will be first to be last, right? So that's what you get when you're the boss. You get to stay and make sure the cleanup's done good. So yeah, we had a nice Memorial Day service here today, and so we're wrapping up and packing up at this point, and you know, we enjoyed the folks coming out. We have always try to have a good, you know, we had a solemn service for Memorial Day, but then we have food and fun here afterwards, and so you know, everybody's packed up and gone. But this is our second anniversary, really. Kind of coincides with Memorial Day weekend, so we try to have a service up here. This, like I said, the second anniversary, so I guess our third program technically. The first when we opened up was only 4 months after the concept of doing this was came to fruition. We put up this flagpole with the help of the Virginia Flaggers, and had the some landscaping and stuff here, but things have changed a lot in a couple of years. We've had a couple of monuments go up, and we've cleared more land, and we purchased more land. We started out with a little over 2 acres, and we ended up buying a 7-acre trailer park piece of property that was kind of unsightly, and cleaned that all up and got rid of it so it would look nice coming in here. And we're leasing another 7.5 acres here right behind us. And recently, there's a field on the other side of these woods where we wanted to be able to hold reenactments and living history events and things in the future. And that kind of came under threat because somebody else made an offer on it, and we had to hurry up and purchase that property. So we're in the process of that. Hopefully, thought we'd be closed by next weekend, but may drag out a little bit longer. But we're trying to lock a lot of this up. Some of this is under our control through leases, and we have buyout options on it. But we would love to do more infrastructure and things up here, but our first priority is to get all of that paid for, so we can move forward with, building more recreation facilities, putting in more interpretive signage, picnic pavilions, things of that nature, so that we can really have some top-notch events here. And a lot of event spaces that were owned by governments have become less and less accessible. So we want to have a place here where our history can always be celebrated and honored. So, first and foremost, we started with the flag, and then we wanted to move on to trying to rescue monuments that were taken down and put in new monuments. And hopefully in a few years, right here behind us will be a giant equestrian Lee statue similar to what was in Richmond that the Gordonsville Grays are raising money for. Way down the road after that, we envision possibly a Jackson monument to accompany it. And it'll be right here along I-81, where tens of thousands of people go by every day. I'm sure if he is panned over to the road here, this is one of the busiest truck highways in the nation. A lot of traffic runs north to south through here. So everybody coming from the south particular can see this flag for well over a mile away. And eventually we hope to clean off some more trees here to where everybody can see this really well going south as well as north. And it all just takes time. It's all volunteer effort up here. But we thank our donors that make it possible. And on our website, leejacksonpark.com, we've got a lot of different ways there you can support us if you like what we're doing and want to see it continue. We have monthly donors options there. We currently have a matching grant going for up to $10,000 in donations. So if you want to double your impact, you can choose to give a one-time gift that way. And we certainly thank the big donors that we get every once in a while, but really the back of everything depends on a lot of small donations to make things happen. Can't all ride on one or two people. So we thank the ones that give $5 a month or $100 a month as much as we do somebody that writes a check for $1,000 or more dollars. But we just ask, if you like what we're doing, give as you can. We've got a good ways to go to get all this property paid for, and then we can start doing some other really exciting things here.
Well, thank you. You have a wonderful park here. Thank you for making it all possible. Once in a while, I'll share videos of this place, and it gives people hope, and it just warms their hearts. It says it makes their day when they see this beautiful flag set right here.
Well, that's the one thing that really got us thinking was, if we're going to continue to promote our history, we've got to do it. We can't rely on anybody else. So we've got to create our own spaces, and that's what we're doing here. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the commander of the Stonewall Brigade SCV.
All right.
Wonderful. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
that.
sir.
All right, leaving this with you at this point. God bless America. God bless and save Dixie.